Yep. All right. So, welcome to episode number undisclosed of
11 to billion.
Yeah. What's the deal? DJ and I have been apart for, what is that, 3 weeks now?
3 weeks.
Yeah. You've done some exciting things on the show.
We did. Had the mayor on here, had Rob Cleveland from Grow Neela talk about a lot of commercial development, real estate development. Some of the things have actually played out. I've had a couple phone calls from people like, hey, what's going on just south of Washita High School? I was like, well, if you'd have tuned into the podcast, you would know just as little as I do on that, and that I don't know, but it is a company bringing jobs. And it was interesting because Rob's like, he looks at his phone, he goes, yeah, I think they're probably starting that project today, actually. I was like, well, what is it? He goes, well, that hadn't been publicly announced yet. I was like, all right, well, so it will be soon. But
yeah,
but they are, if you're out there, they're working on it.
Yeah, the land wasn't cheap, and the equipment they're using is not cheap. It's somebody with money, and they're coming to bring jobs, and that's
right.
We're excited about that.
That's good.
That's growth. So let's see what else. So you got the mayor on here. Got great feedback. I think people really appreciated that segment that he did. So thank you, Mayor Ellis. We appreciate your time. Thank you, Grow Neela, for coming over here, Mr. Rob. What else was there, DJ? Because I know I missed 3 weeks with you. So you
the third one we just had some backup.
Oh, okay, all right. So we used our filler.
Yeah,
content.
we're just catching up.
It's not filler content. We backlog 2 or 3 just in case somebody gets sick, goes on vacation, or business gets nuts.
Or takes 3 weeks off.
So to be clear.
Of podcasting.
Oh, okay. All right. I was about to say 4 days.
Yeah.
Me and Amanda went to Anaheim and met our Place partners, which was phenomenal, by the way. If y'all don't know what Place is, it's a tech prop company that we attached our the future of HL to. Essentially, if you own a real estate team or a brokerage or whatever, they're really not for a brokerage. They're actually for the agent themselves. But it is a tech solution. So dialers, websites, CRMs, training, leadership training, agent launch, new agent launch. They actually help us train our agents at the same time, provide best-in-class technology. And this is the best. Like, we talk about the technology, and we'll talk about a few other things in a second. The thing that I have gotten the most out of it, and this is the thing that I think other people aren't experiencing because they're not putting the time in to get it, is the amount of coaching that we get. Yesterday, I got to spend an hour under Ben Kinney, who is one of our 2 founders. Chris Suarez is the other. But Ben typically speaks to the operators, and that's my role in this thing. Is I'm a team operator. I open businesses and recruit and train, and we get not one-on-one time, but I'm in a room virtually with him with 50 to 100 to 200 people every single week. And yesterday was just one of those things. Like, it was a message by a leader for leaders to help leaders grow. Man, just getting to sit in some of this super high level coaching has been life changing. Yeah, it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, there's for the salesman out there, you can put it on as easy a level you want or as difficult. I will tell you the difficult ones suck. They find every reason to tell you no in those, but there's sales call training. Like, if you have issues with that and you don't know how to talk on the phone, you don't have that sphere of influence, you just cold calling, really just getting started with all of this, they have, and for seasoned veterans that have been doing it forever, ways of honing your skill set on that. That to me is one of the coolest things that has been offered through this.
The AI call coach is what you're talking about. Yeah, no, that's phenomenal. I demoed that out for an agent in Dallas the other day, and they were like, oh, that thing's the real deal. I'm like, oh, dude, this is intermediate. Yeah. And it's hard. So I would like to say that I'm pretty decent on the phone. And I got the appointment, but like, it was tough, and I broke out every tool in the toolbox to get there. Yeah. And then afterwards, not only will it be as hard or as easy as you want it to be, it will also coach you and say, hey, this is what you said, this is where you went wrong. It's listening to your tonality, your pace, what you say, how you say it, and then giving you absolute feedback on the back end and going, this is how you win next time. And so from novice, brand new, all the way to people who would consider themselves a master, it's valuable. Yeah. The other thing about Place, we have this rolling down the pipe right now, but health insurance for our agents and our staff. one of the main things I hear, outside of I can't live a commission-only lifestyle, I can't not know when my next check is health insurance and just having a normal American existence. Well, we now solve for that. Not only do we offer it, we actually subsidize it. I think the team pays for about 75% of your insurance, so I think for like $400 or $500 a month, you have the insurance of a S&P 500 company. Like Boeing employee level insurance, which is really, really cool. Next thing would be our pre-IPO stock options, which I don't know about you, but I am massively looking forward to because I believe, because we just got our Series B, I don't think I'm allowed to go any further than that on a public call. But I know what the new evaluation was 5 years after open. I also know what's coming down the pipe for this company. And, I could see a world in about 3 or 4 years when this thing launches public where I will have the option not to work anymore if I don't want to. Because I'm investing heavily in the company. And you have to work in the company to invest with it because it's pre-IPO. So you can earn in through your production.
Yeah, so I guess I can say this a little bit. Every sale you make, you get an opportunity to buy stock. And
you can say that.
So it's basically the harder you work, the better opportunities you have.
And I'm like, seriously, when I say that, like, if it goes as it's looking right now with all the force multipliers that are happening, me and Amanda will have a choice to make. Now, we all know which choice we're going to make, but we're going to keep working. No, there's no doubt. I love what I do. I would do it for free if I didn't need money, and it'll actually put me in a position where money may never be a conversation for Amanda again, and I love that.
Yeah, but it goes back to this though. Life without purpose is boring, right?
And my purpose was to I told Amanda this in Hawaii. I think whenever I talk to people, it's like, hi, my name's Harrison, and my job is to help people hit their goals. That's it, because that's where I get high, and that's where I feel purpose.
Yeah, there was this local guy. It's fun. Northeast Louisiana trivia right here. So years ago, there was a clothing company they were making, and I may get this part backwards. They were making all their bottoms, so like jeans, shorts, pants, skirts, dresses, and they were buying all their tops. And they were manufacturing all that stuff in Rayville. And Dickies came along and wanted to, and it was a nice line. It was like, Dickies came along and wanted something that was a little better than working class. And so they bought this company for a tremendous amount of money. And there was only 3 people that owned it. And one of them was 42 years old, my age now, when they bought him out and eventually closed this company like 3 years later. But the amount of money they paid him, he said, I retired at 42 years old, and it was the worst mistake I ever made. Yeah. And it was because he's like, you can only play so much golf. You can only play, Yeah. And so, and now, granted, this guy, he's in his 70s now, and I've had the privilege of working on an I-20 board with him at the city, and through SBA and all kind of different things all throughout my career. But
he's working because he gets to, not because he has to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's, you want to live in an I get to lifestyle, and that's when I say I'm always going to work, I just don't want to work because I have to.
Right.
I want to live in the freedom of, guys, I showed up here today to help you, because this is what I love to do, and I'm going to walk in here with a smile every day, and I'm going to walk out of here with a smile every day. And the day that I don't smile anymore, so we'll just go find something else to do.
That's right.
Because I'm not subject to the pressures of money. We're free from that. So I love that. And I'm also a firm believer in this. I believe that God put men on this earth to work.
Yeah.
And I have watched too many times where people have worked their way into retirement and retire at 60. They go sit their ass on the couch. They drink too much. They eat poorly, and by 65, they're dead. Or they, like, you can just see where the lights have dimmed. And
they're gone.
Yeah, and it's just not the same person. And so I'm a firm believer in the day a man quits moving his hands is the day he starts dying.
Yeah, I also believe that in the and this may differ in your opinion, but as the true wealth and I don't want to say value, but inward value, you don't really get that unless you own your own. Entrepreneurialism, even if it's side hustle type things. Like, I watched, my dad worked for Shell chemical, corporate, big Shell gas station company, right? Worked for a chemical plant, but he wired houses on the side. And the amount of money he made doing that, the things that he was able to bring in on that, I mean, it got to one point, I remember it being like 15, 16 years old, and he's like, man, I don't really like this guy. I don't want to bid this project because I don't want to get it. I was like, well, how much are you going to make on it? He's like, well, I usually bid them this way to make a couple $1,000s. I was like, triple it.
Yeah.
Send it to him.
If he gets the job, you'll enjoy the money enough to hang out with him. And if you don't get the job, you're like, I didn't want it anyway.
Yeah. And he did, and it was kind of one of those.
Wait, he got the job?
Oh yeah. He's like, oh, all right. Well, yeah. So we're on to something.
I guess I like this guy.
Yeah. And so it's just kind of one of those things, like you don't. And I think sometimes too, and I think my dad was doing this himself. Didn't really know his value that he was bringing there, and what he did for some people. Because for him, it was this second nature. Wiring, he's an electrician by trade, but wiring a house was easy for him. And there were multiple times I'd go in there, and I kind of grew up. I've actually had a couple buyers ask me, like, how do you know so much about the process? I was like, because I was raised on concrete slabs. I drilled more holes in framed homes to run wire than I care to admit or count, and things just for my dad. And my dad would bring me to sites and be like, hey, I don't know anything about plumbing. Here's some free labor. I don't need them. I just want them to come learn how to do this. So I learned enough, and you saw firsthand because we did a lot of stuff together.
I'm a concrete finisher.
But there were times where I'd walk in, and my dad would never walk around the attic or do any of that stuff. He was always the one, like right at the box where all the wires came in that looked like this complete catastrophe.
Oh, that makes me want to go hop off a cliff.
But dude, it would be one when he was finished. It was one of those ones where it was all just
like artistry.
Yeah, it was like, and he didn't understand the artistry that he was delivering in that. And I think every work form, every job has some semblance of art in it. And there were things that he would do that it was beautiful when it was all said and done. And I don't think he realized that value that he brought to people and how professionally done it looked. And there's running jokes that electricians don't clean anything. Not my dad. Ask me how I know. I was the one that had to clean it all. Yeah.
The standards were so high because he had labor to give.
Yeah. But it was also that, and that what he wanted to deliver was he didn't want people talking shit about him and not doing his job correctly. And so he did a really, really good job. And it got to a point where he was getting later in his years to retire for Shell, and he's been retired for a few years now, where he'd start wiring these houses, and it was like, I don't really want to do this one. Here's a 5X. And, you get 1 and 4, and it's like, okay.
So cool. Did we just find the official topic of today's What's the Deal?
Sure. Knowing your value.
What's the deal with knowing your value? Mm-hmm. Man, that's a good one, actually.
It is. It is.
Thanks, God.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You're not God.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
At all. Don't claim to
that guy, not that guy.
Yeah. It's
watch you be above me on the screen today, and I am pointing to you now.
That'd be great.
Figure that out, Jordan. Remember that Tom Harrison said DJ was a god? I can't wait to see those rumors.
Yeah, Jesus.
So, that's highly relatable to what we do for a living.
Yeah.
In real estate, there are absolutely no guarantees. So I don't know if you know this or not, but neither me nor DJ have a guaranteed paycheck today. So if we don't go and execute a contract and bring buyers or sellers across the finish line, we don't get paid. Now, at the same time, there's also no guarantee of how much we get paid.
Right.
And that number is a negotiable and variable number. Now, I say negotiable, and I tell people it's negotiable. It may be negotiable for others. It could be for me, I guess. But I also, I taught a class yesterday in the Monday Morning Power Up, and I talked about belief and how knowing who you are and what you're capable of makes you walk and talk differently. It makes people perceive you differently. Mm-hmm. And, I have in my career, I think I'm at 3,500 home sales. I don't know many people who have achieved that level, and I've done it in less than 10 years. I definitely don't know anybody who's hit it in 10 years. I know people who have been in the business for 20 years longer than me, and they've hit that number. But
I feel like I'm pretty close, and I've been in it for 6 months.
I feel 80 years old.
Yeah.
DJ's been working his tail off, is what he's trying to say.
On a lot of, and this is not a knock on what I've been doing, but the cap is like 25,000 on the property. It's a lot. I would say I have learned a lot about the paperwork. I had one come in this morning without even looking. I'm like, this isn't the right address, and because it was over, and just shot him, and I double checked and I shot the agent. I'm like, hey, I'm fairly certain you don't want to overpay me over asking on a property that's you literally have to tear down. So why don't you go ahead and fix that address on there and send that back to me.
Yeah. But anyway, so that experience, it creates a swagger, it creates confidence, and that creates a belief inside yourself. And when you have that belief and you know what you bring to the table to help people and serve people in such a wonderful way, you also, like, we are not, it's not about being greedy. It's about making what you're worth into the level that you perform. And you get to, at that point, name your price. I work for X. And that's what I meant when I'm like, yeah, it's negotiable, but maybe not to me, because we have put in a level of work, a level of expertise, a level of mastery in which we do get to name our price. It's a fair price. We charge a fair industry price, but it's not a discounted rate.
Right.
And a lot of realtors, a lot of entrepreneurs, I don't think they get that. I know some of the best people in their trade, whether it be a tradesman, working blue collar labor, or even realtors who discount themselves for the fear of rejection.
And I think that goes back to what my dad was doing.
Yeah.
And that, money's green, right? Like, and there are a lot of people that I have worked with. Politics was working with people I didn't like on a regular basis.
God bless you.
Right.
I refuse to do that.
But it was it was one of those things, like knowing what you're gaining from that.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of my salesmanship has come more so, not at all from the people that agree with you, from the people that disagree, that you can change into believing.
And helping them change that belief through your performance rather than your words, right? Because a salesman can wordsmith. Like we literally train and read books to speak to you better, to not manipulate, but to persuade or to suggest, right? We train that. And, I tell people, shame on you if you ever manipulate somebody to buying or selling a house, because that's not actually what we're selling. What we're selling is an experience with me, an experience with DJ. And that all comes back to the amount of value that we bring in each transaction. And I don't think I tied that up very well.
Yeah. Well,
I had a thought path and I kind of lost it halfway.
Well, I think in sales, sometimes we all know, we've all had someone that we're like, man, that just felt greasy and slimy. Right? But then we've also all had someone like, man, that dude made that so easy. I thought that was going to be so difficult, and they made that so easy.
Yeah.
And they could have been selling the exact same widget.
Yeah.
But it's just there's manipulative speech, or there's speech that informs and moves things forward.
Correct. And that brings me back to my point. Thank you for giving me that clarity. And that is around letting your results change people's minds, right? Because when it's real, when it's factual, it's not you selling, it's not you manipulating, it's not you persuading. It is you going, hey, these are the results that I offer, and I'd love to work with you. And that is how you gain value, is through social proof. I was listening to Ben Kenny, the guy I was talking about earlier, that coaches us, and he's like, man, he goes, if you want people to do something, there's 3 steps. The first thing is to tell them what it is you're looking for. Make your wishes known. The second thing is to show them how it's possible. And the third thing is to, either how to do it or how it's possible. And the third thing is to offer them social proof. And when you offer people social proof, it's like, hey, this is real. This is true. And it's available to you as well.
That's right. So it's funny. I pulled this up. If you go to my Facebook page, there's a quote I have on my page that I love. There's only 2 ways to influence human behavior: manipulation or inspiration. And I hope to inspire.
Absolutely.
And that's you get that a lot. Like I said, I mean, even going back to what we're talking about, knowing your value here is I've had, and I think you've seen this, and I've done this to a couple of people in front of you. They're like, man, I didn't really believe that. I didn't know what you were going, why you were saying that, but